studies. We have started the second chapter, that is biological classification, and in our previous video we have studied two kingdom classification given by Carolus Linnaeus. According to two kingdom classification, all the organisms were grouped under two kingdoms. The first kingdom was plant kingdom, also called as Plantae, and the second kingdom was animal kingdom, which is also referred as Animalia. The organisms that were considered under Plantae were bacteria, algae, fungi and plants, and under animal kingdom all the protozoans and animals were categorized. So this was the two kingdom classification given by Carolus Linnaeus. In our previous video, we have also studied the limitations of two kingdom classification. Which were those? The autotrophs and heterotrophs are brought together, and the prokaryotes and eukaryotes were brought together. Unicellular and multicellular organisms were brought together during two kingdom classification. These were the drawbacks. Okay. So to overcome the drawbacks of two kingdom classification, Ernst Haeckel in the year 1866, he proposed three kingdom classification. Okay. According to Ernst Haeckel, the three kingdoms were: the first one Plantae as it is. Okay. The second one was Animalia. So Plantae and Animalia, they remained as it is, like two kingdom classification. The third new kingdom which was proposed by Ernst Haeckel was Kingdom Protista, very important for exam. So the Kingdom Protista was proposed by Ernst Haeckel. Now the organisms considered under three kingdom classification were Kingdom Plantae, all the plants were categorized here. Okay, and under Animalia all the animals were put. Okay, now if you take plants and animals, which are the organisms left in the two kingdom classification? Bacteria, algae, fungi and protozoans. So all these microscopic unicellular organisms have been separated from multicellular organisms, and Ernst Haeckel made a separate kingdom for all those microscopic and unicellular organisms. So the organisms that were categorized under Kingdom Protista during three kingdom classification were bacteria, okay, then algae, then fungi and protozoans. Okay, so for the first time all the unicellular organisms were separated and a separate kingdom was made for them, that is Kingdom Protista. Okay, so if you observe three kingdom classification, again we have some limitations. What is that limitation here? Bacteria is a prokaryotic organism, but protozoans is a eukaryotic organism, right? So again during three kingdom classification, the prokaryotes and eukaryotes are brought together under single kingdom. So again, to overcome this drawback, to overcome the limitation of three kingdom classification, four kingdom classification was introduced. Okay, so this four kingdom classification was introduced by H.F. Copeland, okay, in the year 1956. Okay, so even though Ernst Haeckel made a separate kingdom for unicellular organisms, but during this system the prokaryotes and eukaryotes, again heterotrophs and autotrophs are mixed under a single category. So to overcome this limitation, H.F. Copeland introduced four kingdom classification. Then what are the kingdoms considered here? Again the Plantae kingdom remained as it is. Okay, then Animalia kingdom as it is. The third kingdom was Protista. Right. Now H.F. Copeland introduced the fourth new kingdom called as Monera. Very important for exam. Name the kingdom proposed during four kingdom classification, which is that? It is the Monera. Now the organisms considered under four kingdom classification were Plantae, again all the plants are put here. Then Animalia, animals, as the name suggests. Okay. Now Protista will take later. Now what is this Monera that Copeland introduced was, in case of three kingdom classification, the Protista was having both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, right? So what Copeland did was, all the prokaryotes were separated from the Protista kingdom and all those prokaryotes were kept under a separate kingdom called as Monera. So for the first time, the prokaryotes and eukaryotes were separated during four kingdom classification. So kingdom Monera consists of bacteria and even blue-green algae, which is also referred as cyanobacteria. We have a separate topic for this bacteria and kingdom Monera. There we will study in detail. So as of now, we will take kingdom Monera consists of bacteria and blue-green algae or cyanobacteria. Okay. So if you take bacteria here from kingdom Protista, which are the organisms left? Algae, fungi and protozoan. But what Copeland did was, out of these three, fungi he considered under kingdom Plantae. Why? Because even fungi is having the cell wall. So because these two organisms are having cell wall, they were kept under a single category. This is during four kingdom classification. Okay. So if you take out fungi now, the remaining two are algae and protozoans. Right. So this was the classification system given by H.F. Copeland. In your NCERT textbook, they have given only 2 kingdom and 5 kingdom classification. But 3 kingdom and 4 kingdom classification are also very important, because we will come to know when does this Protista and Monera have been introduced in the classification system. Right? So 4th kingdom classification, Plantae, Animalia, Protista and Monera. First time the group is made for prokaryotic organisms, and all these three, rest of the 3 are eukaryotic organisms. Okay, but this 4 kingdom classification was also ruled out because of the limitation here, because plants are autotrophs, isn't it? We have studied in our previous videos. They prepare their own food, but fungi are heterotrophs. Okay, so the limitation of 4th kingdom classification was the autotrophs and heterotrophs were again mixed together and they are put under a single category, that is Plantae kingdom. Therefore, to overcome this limitation, 5 kingdom classification was introduced by R.H. Whittaker. Now that will take in the next video. So this video is about the 3 kingdom classification by Ernst Haeckel and 4 kingdom classification by H.F. Copeland. Please check the description box for the notes and all related things to this video. Okay, so this is 2 kingdom classification, 3 kingdom classification and 4 kingdom classification. We'll meet again in the next video with a new topic. Thank you for watching.